One question I get a lot during chart readings is that good or bad? Is this aspect good or bad? Is this placement good or bad? And that's a great question, and it makes a lot of sense that people would be curious about that. From my perspective, I don't really subscribe to things being good or bad. Certainly, there are things that will probably be experienced as more subjectively positive or subjectively challenging. There's many things that might, for instance, feel difficult about your life that you wish were maybe not that way. However, these could also be things that ultimately create a lot of strength or resilience in you in a certain area of life. Oftentimes, hardship can create strength. Not to say that that is good, that you've experienced hardship or something. I just don't see the world to be so simple as what is good or bad. And I think it could be more helpful to conceptualize these things as challenging or pleasant. Something like that maybe, where just because you have a placement that might be particularly positive, let's say, oftentimes the most harmonious, easeful, pleasant things in our chart are things that we might take for granted. For example, if you have a grand trine or something, this is an extremely positive configuration that represents ease, harmony, flow between different planets. And let's say that those are all more subjectively positive planets as well. So that could be a lovely thing. However, sometimes people who have these placements also may take for granted the skills or gifts or talents they have, and therefore may also not really utilize them to the full extent that they may be able to, because they may not even realize that this is something that is subjectively easier or objectively easier, or maybe a gift that is a little bit out of the ordinary, that is above and beyond what is typical for people to experience. Sometimes things that are easy for you in life can actually be things that you sleep on, in a sense, that you don't take full advantage of or really appreciate. And conversely, things that can be incredibly challenging for people, placements that might be very difficult, of course, that could be something that has caused you a lot of stress or hardship in your life potentially. But like I said, maybe that's also given you more strength or structure or resilience with regard to whatever it is that you had to overcome or learn to work through in that sense. So squares, for instance, are a more challenging aspect, but it's something that you also have a lot of energy for. Like things that are very easy, you don't tend to have a lot of energy for. Things that are a little bit challenging tend to be more active, that it's like, let me really try to figure this out and work on this and make something out of this, which may be because you have to. Maybe that you don't really have a choice, that you have to figure out how to make the cards that are handed to you work. But through that effort, you're able to really optimize, maximize, take advantage of the limited resources that are available to you in whatever sense that may be. If you liked this video and would like to be notified when I put out more, please subscribe to my channel. Liking and sharing and subscribing really goes a long way towards helping me to reach more people and grow. Of course, leave a comment if you have any questions or thoughts. I do reply to all the comments. And I offer birth chart consultations and timing consultations as an astrologer if you are interested in having me analyze your specific life story, chart, and chronology. I would love to talk to you. Let me know.